Do it for Christ. Only got one life. Got one shot at this, I gotta do it right. Yeah, I gotta do it right. Yeah, I gotta do it right. Yeah. Do it for Christ. Only got one life. Got one shot at this, I gotta do it right. Yeah, I gotta do it right. Time to throw in the towel. I've been holding on this for a while. I'm moving on my own skin. Crocodile, yeah, I'm washed in the blood. Made new, can't tell who I was. He saved me by grace. He did it just because. Yeah, my flesh was on E. Had to fill it with the spirit. God, I'm complete. Secretly in prayer, gotta keep it real discreet. All the verses they don't write on God. Breathe.
Hey, what's going on?
Hello.
All my wealthy marriages
Yes,
out there.
it's Wealthy
Wealthy Marriage Wednesday. Y'all know what time it is. We're not here for play. We're here for serious.
So serious. Come
All
on in.
the way
Come
for serious.
on in. So this is your opportunity to share.
I'm sharing right now.
I'm sharing to everybody.
Y'all see, I'm sharing this thing on Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Hey, you can share it on YouTube. Make sure you like the page.
Right.
Definitely go on there on those different sites.
Yes,
we love to stay in contact with you.
Absolutely. So
obviously, you can catch us by going to millionairemarriages.com.
Oh, yeah.
www.millionairemarriages.com. But I'm telling y'all, today we're talking about a subject that nobody gets right. This is how wrong we get it.
Okay.
Yeah, what we talk about today is communication. That's how wrong we get it. Like we can't even say it right. It's a communication. Literally, we're talking about communicate. And if you want to have a wealthy marriage, then there's no way that you're going to be able to get there without communication at the base of everything that we are doing. So we are very excited to talk about it today.
Right.
So I think we should give an update on what's going on in our lives right now, just so that you know and you can be aware. Is I bought a bicycle today.
He did.
I did, and I'm biking.
Oh yeah.
And so if you see me riding down the street near you, it's because I'm on my bike.
It's gonna be rolling, y'all.
And don't be hating. Y'all see what we did right there?
Yeah.
Okay, I know it. Yeah.
Be rolling.
No. We just hit it once.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
No, but hey, and it's also our boot camp is going on right now.
Yes, it is.
The boot camp is going like phenomenally. Boom, one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all the couples have now taken the extreme execution assessment and are being spoken to by an executive consultant. Yes. So we had the growth coaches. We bringing in some designated hitters to help us to be able to communicate better. Heavy hitters, so that we communicate better. Yeah. So all in all, I'm telling you, we've been talking about communication all week long. So when I'm talking about we're excited about this for you, is because it's very important. And if you really want to make a lot of money together and you want to work together in business, there's the communication is the thing that'll take it to the next level.
Yes,
it'll light it on fire and accelerate it, or it'll light it on fire and burn that mug down.
Either or.
It's
gonna burn something.
Yeah. Because communication will ignite some stuff.
Yes, it will.
But we want it to be ignited in a good way. And so us is talking about communication is definitely the number one thing. And we're going to drop some jewels in here during this time that are going to help each and every one of us to be able to talk a little bit more about communication and for us to be able to have a better, some more tools in our toolbox on how to communicate with our partner and with our spouse.
Yes.
So it's going to be really good.
Yes, it is.
And for all those who are local here in Louisville who watch and follow, know that on tomorrow we're going to be
at CREA,
which is the Kentuckiana Real Estate Investors Association, Woodhaven Country Club.
Yes.
We'll be two of the featured speakers talking about partnership tomorrow.
Right.
And that is going to be at 6 o'clock, 6 to 8, 9, something like that. Just come out. You're going to love it.
Come on.
They got food there. Also, For all those in Phoenix, we can't wait to see you. We'll be there on Friday. We'll be staying there Friday and Saturday, Greater Mountain States. We're looking forward to connecting with each of you as well. Looking forward to that. It's going to be amazing.
So we got an action-packed week.
We do have an action-packed week.
Yeah.
And we are looking forward to all and every single piece of it. Yes. But we're not going to delay any longer. We're going to get to this topic of communication because it's just that critical. And so if you didn't know, we are actually in books. And so we didn't make this stuff up just today. We actually getting this from our book. And last year we told you we were going to go through the book on Wealthy Marriage Wednesday. But if you'd like to buy the book yourself so you can go along with us, some people like to touch it and feel it. And they're workbooks. So you get both. It's a mom book and a pop book. And so when you go through the different chapters, you get an opportunity to write your own notes, highlight whatever it is that you'd like to do to be able to make sure that you are following along well in the book. But we're going to use these today. And so you'll be able to follow that.
So reach out to us if you want some. All right. But since you're going to, so those of you who have your books, grab it now and grab your spouse or your other significant other to go along with us in the books. Remember, this is for you to do together.
Together. This is it together. So before we get started, we always are going to share with you all the freedom formula. And this is the formula. This is how you get to the bag together. It's freedom comes in this way. You turn your time into money. Then you turn your money into assets. And you turn your assets into freedom. And so that is just a wonderful formula. And all those out there who are following that formula. And this is a disturbing fact.
It really is.
It's disturbing, but it's really telling. It's 67.5% of marriages that ended did so primarily due to communication problems. And of those communication problems that it's referring to, the majority of those communication problems stemmed from financial challenges and financial difficulties. And not being able to communicate well about finances led to those challenges. And so it's up to us to combat that. And so we don't want to end in a bad way. We want our marriages to be lit on fire because that our marriage is our superpower, which is going to help us to be able to grow very wealthy and financially independent or financially free. And so now is the time to dig deeper into communication. So we're going to make more and argue less. And this is a quote that we found, but no amount of money can buy back the time lost arguing, worrying, and being stressed over finances. I mean, there's no amount of money. There's no amount of money that can get that time back.
That's right, because time, you can't get time back.
You can't get it back. You can't get it back. And time is infinitely more valuable than money.
It really is.
I can tell you there was a whole day when we was traveling. And we sitting over there, and instead of enjoying this beautiful experience, we spent half the day sitting there irritated with each other over something stupid. And so why is it that we'll waste time over the most stupid things because we didn't communicate right?
And it'd be the things you won't even remember as well. You don't even remember.
You don't even remember
that much time away from you, and you don't even remember what it was about.
So instead of having a memorable life experience together, we sitting over there beefing on some dumb stuff. And too many times, because we didn't communicate or we received something wrong or we didn't say something and we caught feelings too soon, we didn't show each other any grace or whatever it was, then it led to us having a worse life experience. And so it's up to us to be able to fix those communication things that deal with communication so that we can be able to embrace each other at a deeper level.
I remember when we first got married, we, still figuring each other out like you do in a relationship, wanting to, knowing how to communicate with each other, because we are two different people. And so I remember I was pregnant and,
that's rough, y'all.
We come from two different backgrounds. So when you coming from two different backgrounds, you bring stuff with you. You bring stuff that carries over. So I don't remember what we were talking about, but John said something to me. I was emotional. I'm good and pregnant, y'all. He said something to me, told me I needed to man up. I looked, I looked and I walked out the door. Oh, I was heated, y'all. I didn't even have words to communicate because it wasn't. But my point is that was, I can't even remember I was mad. I'm outside trying to back, almost ran into his car because I was so mad at what he said. But now I can't even remember why it got me so mad. I can't even remember why he even said that to me. And so I couldn't get that.
So yeah, she couldn't get the time back. And then I look at, like, we were young, married,
yes,
and get together. And then, I said some dumb stuff. I was like, no, there's no possible way to justify the comment. It's like, that was ignorant. But what made you say that? And that's when I look back and I say that sometimes we don't have the right way to express ourselves.
Right.
And I guarantee at that time when we were getting little wick, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when we was getting the assistance so we could get all our groceries and whatnot.
Yeah.
When I was working 2 jobs, making one job where I made $13.25 an hour, the other one I had $14 an hour, wanting to hold the whole house down. Then that's tight.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you get tense, especially with a baby on the way, you married, you got kids, you stressed. And so, sometimes you say some dumb stuff and you ain't even mean it.
Right.
And I remember apologizing about that. But the fact is, these type of things don't have to escalate to those type of points.
Exactly.
And then it's not just the things that's said, it's the things that's not said.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we don't talk about our feelings and the way that we feel about things.
That's right.
So we end up just calling each other names or saying some off-brand nonsense.
Right.
And so first off, I just want to just fully apologize for any time I've said something bad or not good.
Well, I forgive you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you for never calling me names or never being nasty. I appreciate you. You're just not a nasty person. And I just really appreciate that. Yeah. But a lot of times there's stuff that gets said that just is hurtful.
Yeah.
And so have you hurt my feelings before in our communicate? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been all the way hurt. Yeah, because that tongue of yours, you got a dirty mouth. No, for real. Your mouth is dirty. You say some dirty stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you curse or anything.
I know. I was going to say.
But I'm saying you got a dirty mouth. You got a sharp little dirty mouth.
I know how to use some
language. She know how to use some language. And some of y'all out there, y'all know how to use some language. Y'all know how to use the right words to get all up under your partner's skin.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But now, as we, and that's what communication and knowing how to communicate with your partner is so important.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's not intentional. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's a reflex.
It's right. And so
it's
look,
a reflex.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now. See, this is one thing you don't know about me, is that some people are petty, and then there's other levels of petty.
Yeah.
I saw there's like the high school diploma of petty. There's the master's degree in petty, and then some of us got a PhD in petty. I mean, we all the way petty. I mean, goodness gracious, we remember stuff from way back. I remember when you looked at me funny 6 years ago because you was wearing a blue shirt in that day, and you was wearing a pair of white shoes, and you was in the car. And so it's like you'll remember some stuff, like down to the detail of stuff that irritated you, harmed you, stuff that you still been feeling some type of way about all that. It's like ringing around in your head. Yeah. Some people, I'm serious. No, I'm just being honest about it. No, I'm just being real. No, I'm just saying. But sometimes, in my mind, my mind goes and it starts saying all the stuff in my mind that I don't actually say.
Oh, yeah.
And so in my mind, there's a whole fully loaded AK-47 ready to spit out a bunch of every single time that somebody say something or somebody does something specifically in the house that rubbed me the wrong way for whatever reason. But how dare I take that fully loaded weapon that's sitting there ready to go and take it out on my wife and take it out on the person I love, and much less take it out on the person who I love, but also a person I'm doing business with. So it's a choice not to say all those different things. And I know if I can do it, if I can hold this tongue and get that thing under control, I guarantee you all can get that thing under control too.
Absolutely.
Because communication happens 2 ways. It happens when we say the things that need to be said, and also when we don't say the things just because we have a certain way that we think we feel in that moment.
Yeah.
And so
That's so
it's
true.
up to us to be able to identify those things,
Yeah.
because once again, and we mentioned this before, that to make more, you're going to need to argue less.
Yeah. For
Because
sure.
arguments will mess up your money, especially if you're working together.
Yes,
And it's like it wastes your time, it messes up your stress level. You could be thinking about ways to grow your business, but instead of that, you're sitting over there worried about somebody's toenail still sitting on the floor instead of being put up into the trash, or you know what I mean? Some kind of
that little stuff that's
just some stupid thing. Somebody didn't put the pens back up on the desk properly, or whatever it is. It's so ridiculous. It's inconsequential.
Yes.
So no amount of money can buy back that lost time from arguing.
Yeah.
And then two, it's costing you money. What's the opportunity cost of arguing in business specifically?
Oh, man.
And then even in the Bible, it lets us know, it says, how can two walk together unless they are agreed? Yes. And we got to walk together in agreement.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to be in agreement, and it takes communication to walk together and be in agreement.
It does.
But when we miscommunicate, it throws us out of agreement and out of alignment.
That's right.
And so we want to be in agreement with the words that we say. Yeah. I don't want to be frustrated because you did something crazy.
Because I gotta live with you.
I gotta live with you.
Yeah.
And so the number one fear that most couples have is that they'll say, I can't work with my husband. I can't work with my wife. And I'm saying, well, why not? Right. And it's because they haven't mastered the art of communication.
That's right.
And we're going to give you the first tip in communication is you got 2 ears and 1 mouth. Yeah. So listen twice as much as you talk.
That's right.
Look for ways to be positive. But here's the big one right here is assume positive intent. This should have been a slide.
It should.
Assume positive intent. You have to assume that what the person is saying, that what Joy is saying, this changed everything.
Yeah.
When instead I made excuses for it in my mind. I was like, no, I'm not going to be petty. I'm not going to believe what my petty mind is saying. I'm going to assume that she means it positively, and she assumes the same thing for me.
Yeah.
And it helps you to give each other some grace. Yeah. And so many of us don't know exactly where to start when it comes to communication. So we're in our book, and we're actually in chapter number 8. And so you can go to chapter number 8 in the book. And if you don't have the book, go ahead and text us at 502-632-3005. But we're in chapter 8, talking about communication, page 81. And then we're going to go to actually the page number 82. But, in this area specifically, you're going to be able to see this quote, but it says, if you want to change the fruit, you'll first have to change the root. And if you want to change the visible, you have to change the invisible. That there's some hidden stuff behind the scenes that you haven't talked about. Like there's some things that are underlying every poor conversation. Every single time you saying things that are harming each other, there's something underlying it. And so in order to address the actual words, you got to address the thing that's driving the words.
Absolutely. Like one of the things, like you have to address that, what John was just saying, address that root stuff. Well, I would shut down. Like if I came into a conversation with John, and I would shut down. And I knew that he didn't like that. But I learned as we went along is that I knew he didn't like it, but I didn't know why he didn't like it. And so once you understand those things about your partner, you're able to know like, okay, well, let me not do that. Let me tell him, okay, well, John, give me a moment. Let me think about it. Because most of the time that would be what I was doing, was processing it. But he would think I was doing it to hurt him, because I would just not talk. But that wouldn't always be the reason why. It would be because I needed to process what the question was and what we were doing.
Right. And that has been huge.
Yeah.
And then for myself, I had to realize that just because she's being quiet and processing something doesn't mean that she's being rude to me. Right. Like she's not intentionally wanting to be nasty just because she's just thinking about it.
Yeah.
And we had to learn that.
Yeah.
I mean, we had to learn that the thing that you don't like, that the other person's not doing it on purpose. And so once again, it goes back to assuming positive intent.
Yes.
And so it's like the root of the thing if you believe the root is them wanting to harm you, then you're going to treat it defensively.
Right.
But if you believe the root of it is them wanting to do something good for you and something good for themselves, then you're going to treat the situation completely differently. You're going to come at it with a different approach and a different attitude. And so in business, if she makes a decision that I don't agree with, I have to understand immediately. I'm not going to lash out like, what the heck is you doing? That's stupid. That's crazy. You can't. That's what's wrong with you. You don't know what you're doing. You should have let me know. All this other stuff. I mean, you could find 15 different ways to rip it, and then you don't do it. Instead of that, it's just like, okay, I see what you was thinking with that. That makes a lot of sense. You know, did you think about it this way? And then oftentimes she'll say, oh yeah, I did. And this is why. Because sometimes your assumptions, while you ready to jump on the other person, the assumptions that you were assuming weren't right. And so now you've made some bad assumptions and made communication, words are now coming out of your mouth, ripping up your spouse. And it wasn't even accurate. And so these are the type of things where we have to assume positive intentions, and the root needs to be assumed to be positive. All right. And so here's a question that we have for each of you, though. Is this right here? Are you spending your energy on minor things? On minor things. This is big. And when you really grasp this thing, this right here, man, shoot, y'all should have tapped into this boot camp, because I'm telling you, when you really grasp this thing, is you got to ask yourself a question. Are you spending time on minor stuff? Like sometimes you want to be multimillionaires as a couple, and there's 22 million millionaires in the United States. And so you want to be multimillionaires. Why are you having conversations about stuff that costs $2 or $3? Like, why are you having conversations that don't lead to any result that's going to benefit you? And it's like, sometimes we arguing about stuff. We're spending time and energy putting our mind on stuff that is so ridiculous. And so in order to focus on major things, like you coming up financially, you being able to walk in your purpose and fulfill it, you being able to do all the different things that God's assigned for your life. Instead of that, forget that. I don't want to think about this big stuff. I want to think about something petty. And so we have to get our minds off of petty. Guess what? We have to learn how to major in major things. Stop majoring in minor stuff. You want to have great communication? Stop worrying about minor stuff.
In the chat, start
major on major things. Too. If you're gonna have an argument, have $1 million argument. Have an argument over $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000. You know what I mean? Have an argument over something that's bigger than the dumb stuff. And so here's the question that I'm going to ask you. If you are going to argue, how much is your argument worth? If you're going to have arguments, stop thinking having an argument over somebody not filling up the gas tank. Stop having an argument because somebody didn't call you at the right time. Or somebody didn't text message you at the right time. Like, put a dollar amount on your argument. What is the value? Like, if you had to pay for somebody to do whatever they did, and if you receive how much money, if you received it, then you wouldn't be salty no more. So this is right here. Like, let's say Joy doesn't fill up the gas tank, leaves it on E, knowing full well I got to go to a meeting the next day. So instead of me being all fussy, being irritated, what's wrong with you? You don't care, you insensitive, all this stuff. I'm thinking, no. How much would she have if she'd have handed me $200 and said, baby, go to the meeting? Would I be salty? No. So I'm not finna sit here and argue over a $200 conversation. I'm not in a position in my life where $200 is worth me arguing on. $100. What is what's the dollar amount that you're not willing to argue over? I'm not arguing over a $40 tank of gas. I'm not arguing over a $100 pair of tennis shoes. I'm not arguing over, what else are we not arguing over?
My nails.
This is my face. Look at your nails. Yeah, guess what? If she go and spend $120 getting her nails and feet done and rubbed on and whatever else, and I'm sitting there, I'm not even commenting. You know why? It's because I ain't got time to argue over $120 nail shop. I ain't got time to deal with it, because guess what? I'm asking myself this question, and you ask yourself the question: what is the dollar amount you arguing about? Look, and how are you going to be a multimillionaire person if the dollar amount of stuff that you arguing about is some low dollar stuff? And so let me argue if we're gonna argue, let it be over something significant that's generational wealth related, and we want to nip it in the bud, and we got a difference of opinion.
That's right.
And so me and Joy don't argue much, and you know the reason why is because we count up the cost. It's like it's not worth it. Like there is no way it's worth it. The dollar amount isn't worth it. It's not worth my peace of mind. It's just not worth it. And so if you want to be big, then you got to stop dealing in the little minutia dumb stuff.
Right.
And so people always tell me, I had a group of young people, and you know we are
we're youth pastors
at our church. And so I had a group of young people, as honest as they could be, because they will not lie to you. And they said, you just don't get rattled. Stuff just don't bother you. And why is that, John? Why is it that you're so chill? Why? How does that happen? You know why? Because I added up the cost.
That's right.
It ain't even like the time that it would take me to address that. My time is so much more valuable than me putting my energy on that it's not even worth it. And so I've got a calculator going on in my mind that says, what's the return on my time for giving you any piece of it to acknowledge whatever little petty thing that's going on? Yeah. And so I just don't do it. And so that's why I'm operating my chills, because of this lady right here is super stick and chill. You know, and she allows me to be chill. And the reason why is because we've learned how to communicate effectively. We've learned how to add up the cost of communicating ineffectively. And we know that the cost of arguing is stinking high. And then the only thing higher than the cost of arguing is what my brother Adrian said on Saturday at Master Builders Academy. You missed it if you wasn't there. Yes. He said the only thing higher, and I'm going to use it in a different context, is the cost of regret.
Yes.
The cost of regret for the vacation you went on and you spent a whole day going back and forth beefing. Mm-hmm. The cost of all the lonely nights, the cost of you sleeping on the couch. Yeah. What's the cost of the regret from all the times that you missed with your family? The cost of the missed opportunities to go places and do how much does that cost? You added up, that bill ain't nothing nice. Nope. And so you want a high bill, you talking about a tax bill, the price and the ticket of regret is much, much higher.
That's right.
Is much, much higher.
It is.
And so being in a position where we don't argue over the small stuff, we don't spend energy on minor things. You want to be a millionaire marriage, and you want to communicate like a millionaire marriage, communicate on major things, major on the majors, and stay off the minors.
That's right.
Now we're going to gift this to you right now.
Oh, yeah.
This is from our boot camp, and we're going to gift this to you right now. You should take a screenshot of this.
Yes.
Because everybody else had put some financial. Everybody else would pay for this one slot right here. Yeah. They would pay for it, because this right here is something that you need to do. It said, I commit to having a discussion and agreeing together prior to making any decision with a financial impact over blank dollar amount.
So what's your number?
What's your number?
What's your number?
Like, this is you now saying, if it's under this dollar amount, I'm not going to trip. I'm not going to worry about it. It ain't even got that kind of impact.
That's right.
It ain't even no reason for us talking about it.
I'm not sweating.
If it's just gone and disappeared, it's not even worth me. And this is a commitment. You're going to sign this thing.
Oh, yeah.
And then on the other end is I trust and give my amazing partner, Joy, permission to make quick investment decisions for any amount under what? Without discussing it with me first. And I'm going to tell you, if Joy says she's going to go put a contract on the house, how much the house cost? She said it costs $100,000. I'm like, okay, it must be a good deal because Joy said it's a good deal. Am I going to trip if I think it's not a good deal? Well, no, I'm not. It's because Joy said she wanted it. She put a stinking contract on it. She said, this is how we're going to do it. I trust her to make the decision. She trusts me to make the decision.
That's right.
Sometimes she comes home and I put a contract on something. And I've been like, dang, babe, I just got a contract.
Right.
And she's excited about it because we already talked in advance about who was going to make the decisions and when. And she said, we do that because there's certain times when you don't have time to sit there and go through the minutia of all the details that leads to a decision and work everything out together.
You got to have some right now.
You got to have some right now. So here's the question is, how much do you trust your spouse to invest at a time? Is it $1,000? Is it $500? If they go and bought some doggy coin If they went and spent 10,000 on doggy coin, are you gonna dog them out? Are you gonna rip them? Like, what's your number? Is it $500 that you're not gonna care about? What is your number? Some people, go and they might just go and just buy 3 suits, and the 3 suits happen to cost $3,000. If they did that, would you trip on them? Would you cut them up? Would you lash out on them? Would you get passive aggressive? It's like, what amount of money is no money to you?
Right.
And that's what you want to write down. Write that down. When me and Joy first got together, if it was over $50, I'm telling you, $50. Look here. You better not spend $51.15.
Oh yeah, he was on that bank account too.
I'm telling you, yeah, we was, and now this is how petty we was at first. Right. It was less than that. It was like everything. 20, it was like $20. Yeah. So hold on. So you telling me you and the kids got to get cheese on your burger? And go, okay. So y'all getting fries?
You even take the kids to make.
Oh, okay, got you. So the dollar menu ain't good enough for you, no.
But you know what? It was a purpose behind it, though. It was a purpose behind it. From those different things us being disciplined in those things and being able to have those conversations with each other, it helped us to get our credit right. It helped us to be able to purchase house. So all these things has a purpose.
Right.
So it's important. It's important. It's all for a purpose to help you to go to the next level in your marriage and your relationship.
Joy, that's good. And so it's like, as you go from level to level, increase your number.
Yes.
And so we started off with a number at $20. Then we went to 50. Then we went to 100. Right. Then it'd be 500. It'd be 1,000. Like whatever your number is, then just commit to not beefing about it.
Right.
And so guess what? If you want to be major, and it's 22 million millionaires in the United States, if you are going to be one of them and be financially independent and financially free, you're going to have to stop putting your mind and energy on the small stuff and start majoring in the major stuff.
Yeah.
And this is what we're challenging you to do, is put a dollar amount on your arguments.
That's right.
Put a dollar amount and say, I'm not going to argue on anything under blank amount.
Yes.
Go ahead. You fill in your blank. So your job tonight is to go to your partner, go to your significant other, go to your spouse, go to your boyfriend, go to your girlfriend, and have the conversation and just commit to what your number is.
That's right.
That's your bottom dollar. That no matter what, you ain't gonna hear no beef from me.
That's right.
Under this dollar amount. So I'm gonna tell you, as we all know, that's a nice picture, isn't it? It is. Communication is the foundation
of a
successful relationship. So we want to know who's got next, everybody.
Who's up next?
We do real estate coaching for married couples, but we're not just real estate coaches. We literally are walking you all the way through the process of real estate. Not just how to get in, but how do you find the best deals in 2024? How do you fund the best deals in 2024?
That's right.
How do you fix up properties and be able to add value? And how do you do it consistently? Some people just want to get started. So we actually, text the number 502-632-3005. Or you can go to millionairemarriages.com, but we got new packages for everybody.
Yes.
And so now we are now making it so easy and affordable for anybody who wants to learn real estate. You can't say that John and Joy didn't do everything to put y'all on.
That's right.
We got a starter package, y'all, for those people who just want to do their first 1 or 2 properties, couple properties, couple flips or something. We got a whole new package just for you. Literally, we got a package starting at $197 a month. It's a stupid rate.
So go to our millionairemarriages.com.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yes.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And we probably shouldn't even have done that, but we did. But we just wanted to help some people out. So we wanted to have a membership that could get people their first few properties. And then, of course, if the platinum access and us being able to get close to you and us to be able to work together side by side, help you through your first deals, for you to be able to, text us back and forth. We were working and analyzing deals. We're doing things at a very higher level. We got a platinum package for you with that. We got a gold package so you can build your real estate business. So we just got some different packages that are going to help you at every single level. If you want to go to 50, if you want to build up to your 20, your 10, 15, if you want to get that first 2 or 3, whatever it is that you're looking for, I'm telling you, we got you all 100% covered. Just text us at 502-632-3005. We would love to be your real estate coaches and help you to be able to build your financially independent real estate portfolio. portfolio,
Absolutely.
get your assets up, get your freedom up,
That's
get your
right.
time back. You know what I'm talking
Let's
about?
Put to work this freedom formula,
it's
y'all.
time to put this. Use your time to get some money. Right. Use your money to get.
And remember, y'all, if y'all in the Louisville, Kentucky area tomorrow, come check us out at Korea, and then we can give you some more information.
We'll give you some. Come out to Korea, Woodhaven Country Club, 6:30. It's gonna be a great event. It's gonna be a lot of people there. They're gonna have a good dinner, so you can come out and eat. It's gonna be an amazing time. Please come join us. But all right, I think that's all we got for you today. If you haven't liked and shared the page, please do. And as always, just remember, it is so much better together.
Bye, everybody.